Welcome to episode 7 of the Purpose Pursuit podcast with Tim Batts, where we help you find your purpose, focus on it, and build a life you're proud of, mentally, spiritually, financially, and physically. Today I got somebody special with me, Memphis' own FRO Johnson. This man took an unconventional path, answering a call most wouldn't dare to. He's an independent gospel rapper who's been grinding full-time for 17 years, selling over 50,000 albums straight out of the trunk before streaming was even a thing. He didn't wait for validation. He didn't chase the big stage. Instead, he stayed true to his purpose, taking gospel raps from the streets to Ireland, building a movement and proving that obedience brings reward. If you've ever felt like your gift wasn't mainstream enough or doubted whether you could make an impact, FRO's story is about to change your mindset. So let's get into it. Let's take it way back, man. Who was FRO Johnson before FRO?
Man, lost with the mess, you know what I mean, doing everything the enemy wanted me to do. But you know, it's so crazy, man, when you mention FRO, man, it's amazing how that name carried over to this side. Man, and just really quick, man, just even then I think about how a mess, how it was such a mess then, just in my own self, but still had the name FRO that I still have now. And so, man, the acronym for FRO now is Father Rewards Obedience.
Didn't know that.
So, man, yeah, listen, man, God gave that to me one night in the middle of the night. And, man, I was like, okay, Lord, I hear you. Because the old FRO, the name that I had back then, was on something else. And so for him to take that FRO name that I had back then for wearing a big afro and give me an acronym that's representing the kingdom now is truly awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, back then, man, it was all about trying to make something happen, trying to get it the way that I thought I should get it. Man, just being out in the streets, man, just doing things that could have landed me in a place where I could be dead right now or be in jail. You know what I mean? Doing a long sentence. You know what I mean? Because when I graduated, man, they just passed me. You know what I mean? I was eager to get out of school to become what I thought I wanted to become.
What was that?
Man, anything where I didn't have to work no job and I made a whole bunch of money. And so when I graduated, my transcript, I got 70s all down they just passed me. But at the end of the day, that's how foolish I was. But it took me my senior year to realize that I need to do some work to graduate. Like literally. Like, it took my senior year for me to realize, like, whoa, I need to do some work so I can graduate.
But what was you focused on? I remember you, like, you was cool.
Yeah, I was cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, obviously I'm learning something right now.
Yeah.
Like, I would have never thought that you may have been struggling in school because, like, you was always good.
Yeah. No, so I came from Whitehaven because I was acting a nut there. So I only came to Overton because I was fighting at Whitehaven. My last altercation, I got jumped by some GDs, and my whole clique was really supposed to be coming with me, but I'm the only one that got in. And my first semester, I was failing so bad that I tried to transfer back. My mother came up there to transfer me back to Whitehaven because they really were working me there. And I told her, I said, I'm going to fail here for real. And I remember I remember her coming up there to transfer me back to Whitehaven. And the guidance counselor told her he can't run away from his problems. And they made me go back to class. You feel me? Yeah. So a lot of people didn't know, like, the other side of FRO because my goal was to really lay low. You would have never known that it was boys coming up to the school before that then came looking for me. So my thing was really trying to lay low. That's why if you ever go to our yearbook, man, I'm not in the yearbook at all. When they tried to take pictures of me, I would don't take pictures of me. Like, I'm not in the yearbook at all. You feel where I'm coming from? Like, because of my mentality then too. foolish and on some other stuff. But then I was laying low. You know, I didn't want people to know where I was at. You know what I mean? Because I had done a lot of things that a lot of people didn't know. Like, man, I really was just laying low there. You know what I mean? Like, so
The fro that I remember was quiet.
yeah,
Didn't mess with nobody. Was cool.
yeah.
You know. But I didn't know, man. You was my man was thugging coming.
Man, bruh, it was real for real. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
you would never know when I was in there
You
doing.
did a good
things.
job.
Man. Listen,
Laying low.
man, I did, bro. Like a lot of people who knew behind knew that, man. You know, I'm shooting dice. I'm doing other things that you know what I'm saying that wasn't cool. But now, man, you know when I look back at it, man, it, God kept me even when I didn't want to be kept because even for me to come there and lay low and not get in any trouble, I came from man fighting all the time. Me and my folk jumping on people. We with the mess. We swung the whole 9 yards, but it was just something there that I was able to get around another group of people and adapt and kind of not have to really be with the mess. You know what I'm saying? So
is it important to get around people with a different mindset?
for sure.
Because from what it sounds like, you know, you were in one environment,
Yeah.
and you know it was a lot going on day in and day out.
Yeah.
Then you moved to a different environment,
Yeah.
and you was around a different group of people, different mindset,
Yeah.
and a lot of that kind of went away.
Yeah.
Although you was intentionally trying to lay low.
Yeah.
But you know, did it benefit you
For sure.
with being around a different set of
Sure.
people?
Yeah, nah, it took up a lot. So even when I was at Whitehaven, man, Whitehaven's the school that was full of Tommy Hilfiger polo. You feel me? Like, so at that time in my life, man, we running in Goldsmith, running out of Goldsmith with everything our hands could carry. When I got to Overton, man, it wasn't that type of atmosphere. People weren't really caught up on what they had on. You know what I'm saying? Like, Whitehaven, where I come from, was a fashion show. If you didn't have it, man, they looked down on you. You know what I mean? So when I got to Overton, I was like, whoa, like these kids ain't, man, they in broadcasting and man, they playing football, like they being kids. You know what I'm saying? Like they're being kids. Man, I come from a place where man, kids are being grown people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we around here trying to be grown. Like we, you know what I mean? Like I got to Overton, I'm like, wow, these kids is kids. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody got their issues. You know, I ain't know everybody got their issues, but I saw kids though. I didn't see a bunch of kids who trying to be grown people. And so that's where I came from. But when I got there, I'm like, whoa, it wasn't so much pressure to try to perform and try to be this other thing that can get you in trouble.
Yeah. When did music become more than just a hobby for you?
Man, I would say, man, when Master P came out with Ice Cream Man, I realized then that like, oh, I want to do this. I wanna be on that level one day. You know what I mean? I wanna make music where everybody is gravitating to. Everybody wanna listen to it. You know what I mean? That's when it went from rapping in my room, just kind of playing, to now I want some rap equipment. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I think it was like my 9th grade, 10th grade year, one of them, man, I begged my mother for a 4-track drum machine. I mean, a 4-track recorder and a drum machine and a keyboard. You know what I mean? Like, and a microphone. Like, I knew that, man, this ain't nothing to play with. Like, I want to do this. I'm like, man, I'm gonna do this. And it didn't make it no better with me learning the history of 3 6 Mafia. When I learned the history of 3 6 Mafia, how they got it out the trunk. When they got it out when they showed me you can press up a tape, because back then it was tapes. So you could, CDs was on their way, but tapes was really, you know what I'm saying? When you could press up a tape and you can sell it, man, that's when I was like, oh yeah, it's more than a hobby for me. You know what I mean? I'm finna make something happen. You know what I mean? But that's when I knew that it was more than a hobby for me. You know, I knew this is what I wanna. I got to do this.
How early of an age was it when like you were like, rapping and just really into music? Has this just always, like, I know for me, for football, like Boys in the Hood, I was like that guy that was always walking down the street with the football.
Yeah, yeah,
I forget
yeah.
his name, more Chestnut or whatever.
Yeah, but I can
Whatever his name is. But yeah, that was me. Every time you saw me, like before high school, in elementary, I had a football.
Yeah.
Like, how early of it, was it with you?
Yeah.
With rap.
Man, I would say 5th grade is when Chris Cross was doing that thing. That's when I believed that I knew that, like, it was something there, but it still was like a hobby though, because I still was kind of into sports too. To be a rapper back then, it wasn't as easy as it is now. Everybody got a studio now. So back then, it was like, man, studio was kind of left field. Like, don't nobody around you got no studio. You know what I mean? So I was kind of into sports too, believe it or not. You know what I mean? 5th grade, when Chris Cross kind of did their thing, I'm like, okay, I remember doing like a Black History rap doing the Black History program. But it still was just more like a hobby. It was something cool because I still was into football. You know what I mean? And man, I watched how 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, that's when Master P came, and next thing you know, it was that serious. So, man, I still did the sports, but it wasn't as serious like you. But music was still there, but it still didn't seem feasible. You know what I mean? So it was kind of hard to really dream like that until around that Master P era, when I realized, like, oh, he sold tapes out the trunk of his car. Like, whoa, this might be feasible. And that's when it jumped over.
Yeah. And so you did football too. Never would have known that,
man. Come on, man.
I known that would have recruited you.
Man, listen. Man, I probably wouldn't have been no good there.
Don't worry about it. We need somebody to hold the water. Right. All right. All right. You accepted the call to gospel rap in 2007.
Yeah.
Most people probably didn't expect that. What made you say yes to this path?
Man, the Lord saved me. The Lord saved me in 2006. And I sat for a whole year.
After being saved.
Right. I didn't do anything as far as any music or anything. So even if you take it back one notch, when I was in the world, I was doing a little rapping, not nothing super serious, because I still was hustling. So, what I'm saying, I'm hustling, trying to make things happen. So the music was there, but it wasn't there. It wasn't paying no bills, so I wasn't trying to chase it. You know what I mean? So because it wasn't paying no bills, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, I'm good on it. But I end up getting saved in 2006. And when I got saved in 2006, man, I sat for a whole year, little discipled. I was being discipled somewhat, and getting to know the Lord, getting closer to Him. And man, He told me, man, I need you to rap for me. And I literally was, I never forget. I literally was like, man, that's gonna be corny, because at that time, man, gospel rap, man, the only person I ever heard that was doing gospel rap was Mr. Dale. And I remember driving to school one day, and on the radio they said Mr. Dale from 3-6 Mafia is now doing gospel rap, and he's gonna be rapping at Kirby High School. And I remember being like, oh my God, what is gospel rap? You feel me? But man, I end up getting saved, man, and man, God told me, man, I want you to rap for me. And I think some guys, man, they when they get saved, they try to play both sides of the fence. Man, God had a different calling on my life. Like, He was like, nah. We cannot play both sides. You can't say you saved and then you around here rapping like the devil. It's just not gonna work. He was so deep on me that He stopped me from even listening to it. So I couldn't even listen to it because, man, that stuff was getting in my spirit. So here I am now trying to be a Christian, but I'm riding around listening to Rick Ross every day telling me to get money and pounds of weed. Man, my flesh is telling me, oh, that's where it's at. So, man, God had a different calling on my life where He was like, not even, you can't rap it and you can't listen to it. So he ended up, man, convicting me so bad to the point where I was like, wow, Lord, okay, I get it. Because I tried to kind of still try to do my own thing because, that music was entertaining to me. But He was like, no, you can't do that. And so, man, when He told me to do it, I said, yeah, I'm going to be obedient. And so that's where the Father rewards obedience came in there because I was obedient to the calling. You know what I mean? I could have, man, I could have threw the tools and said, nah, Lord, like a lot of people do. Nah, I ain't doing that. There's some other things I'm finna do. You feel me? But now I said I'm gonna be obedient. You know what I mean? Man, what I got to lose? I got everything to gain. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you probably tried it the other way for so long, and it
Yeah, for
wasn't
sure.
going like it needed to go for
To
you.
a certain extent, you know what I mean? Like I still, even the other way, I still wasn't putting so much of my eggs there, but I still was trying to do like some other people, just hoping it pop off. You know what I mean? But I really wasn't putting a whole lot of work there, but I was trying to make something happen. But like I say, just coming on this side, man, I thought it was gonna be corny. I remember being like, man, this is gonna be corny. And I'll never forget recording my first project, Highway to Heaven. And man, when I recorded it, he told me to take it to the corners I used to hang out at. And I'm like, oh Lord, what is this? Like, what we finna do? You feel me? And I did it though. And I watched people support me. Not only did they support me, man, they was like, pray for me, bro. Like, I saw something that I had never seen before. So now I'm out there and people are like, man, they asking me to pray for me. Man, they like, can you pray for me, bro? Like, they asking me about the Bible and scriptures. And listen, I'm not gonna say it was all peaches and cream because it wasn't. Cause some folks are like, man, I don't believe in that mess. You feel me? Like you can, bro, stop talking to me about that. I don't fool with them. I don't fool with God. I don't fool with Jesus. I don't fool with your white man, blonde hair, blue eyes. You feel me? And I'm like, bro, he ain't white with blonde hair and blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, who told you? That's what I saw. It's like, nah, listen. So now I'm out there on some whole other type of stuff, and I'm realizing, I'm like, wow, Lord, this what you really got me out here doing. And so, man, it was just a blessing to see God move like that. And then he showed me, like, yeah, it ain't the corny.
It's funny. It's funny how he works things out. That he turned around and kind of put you back at the same corners, right?
Yeah.
But it was around people that they could relate to you and you could relate to them, and they were hearing a message from somebody that looks just like them.
Yeah, come on.
So it was probably more impactful. I mean, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
For them to see you and know you and know your life and how you done turned it around into a different path, and now you're impactful to them in that way. So I'm sure, like, what did that do to you when you started to see how impactful you were to your former peers and in your former neighborhoods and things?
Yeah, man, it was man, it was such a blessing, man, because that's when I found my purpose. That's when I realized, like, man, this is my purpose right here. Because I'm seeing people that I used to be doing things with that we shouldn't have been doing, and now they double looking at me like, wow, bro. Like, man, so this God thing real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't really trying to run up in no store no more with no fake credit cards and like, nah, bro. Like, he really real. Like, he really saved my life, and I'm changed. Like, my heart is different. You know what I mean? I'm not concerned about what people think about me anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that, man, and I know all I'm trying to hear now is well done. You know what I mean? Like, and so it was so. I felt, man. Cause see, man, even when I came in, man, I gave everything I had. So even the cutlass I had then on 23s, man, I put my Highway to Heaven CD cover on it. You know what I mean? I got it shrink wrapped because even when I was out there, I realized, I'm like, wow, this is my purpose. So we gotta come right. So people were saying like, whoa, you really invested in this. You know what I'm saying? Like so they looking at me like, whoa, bro, like you really, really about this. Like, man, I'm really, really about this. And so, man, to see them ask questions and look at my life and then see me at a place where they have never seen me before, and they like, wow, bro, like I see the light on you. You know what I mean? Your heart is different. You have nothing but good things to say far as the Father go in love for my neighbor. You know what I mean? For the dudes that was next to me, like, man, I got love for you because of Jesus loved me. So it's like, listen, man, like, man, I can show you something else. So I found purpose in being able to change other people's lives.
Yeah. Did you find that your purpose was starting to consume you?
Yeah, nah.
Which is not necessarily a negative thing.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. It's not a negative thing. Yeah, I would say to a certain extent.
Consume as in like you was thinking about it, like you was thinking about your next move. You was thinking about how you gonna touch him here, and like was it always something on your mind after that?
Kinda, because it's a dark road, especially the road I took. there was really nobody to kind of lean on to kind of give me insight. So, it's kind of like if you start a lawn service, you can go and kind of find some other people that got lawn service to kind of give you a little game. You know what I mean? Like you could kind of find some people. If you decide to paint houses, you can find somebody else that's painting houses that can give you a little game. But man, when you hop in this world I'm in, man, it's kind of lonely. You know what I mean? You don't really have the access to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, "Bro, I'm trying to do this gospel rap thing in these streets. Man, I'm trying to, man, man, listen to me. I'm just trying to get some advice." It's like, so it made it harder. It made to the point where I was a little consumed, but then it still was a dark road too. So just thinking was really more a day-to-day Abraham type of life, where I'm really more just trying to get clarity every day from God. Because it would be moments where I would be like, what is this? Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but man, consume for sure. You know what I mean? Consume, like I say, I think it's a good and a bad thing. But I'll wait till we get further down and kind of share that part. So,
Yeah, I probably, as a matter of fact, I'm kind of consumed with my purpose right now.
yeah, I get you.
Us talking right here is part of that. But
Yeah.
I was just telling Fee, I was like, I need to take a break because I got some
Man.
other things I need to do.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm trying to get this set up, this set up,
Yeah.
this set up. It's like I can't stop it, but I know I need to do it. But again, it's cool because, I think that people would get their stories out. And so it's like, I'm okay with being consumed with it. I would rather be consumed in my purpose than not have a purpose at all.
I feel that.
I'd rather be consumed for sure.
Man, for sure.
And you talked a little bit about selling CDs out the trunk, which, honestly is a tough hustle.
Man, come on.
What was that grind like and what did it teach you about purpose?
Man, yeah, that's a hard grind. It's such a hard grind because you're trying to sell something to somebody. You're trying to sell a product to somebody who didn't come to their block for their product. I came to buy some gas. I came to buy honey bun. I came to buy a drink. I didn't come up here to buy no CD. So, man, it can be very discouraging if your skin ain't tough. I done seen dudes try to do it, and man, by the end of the day, they don't never come back out there ever again. You know what I mean? Because they didn't. Because to be honest with you, out of probably every 30 people you ask, only one person gonna buy. They gonna support you. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of no's. That's a lot of man. That can do something to your spirit. You know what I mean? Because you'll start second guessing the purpose. You like, man, all 30 of them folks just told me no. Man, I must be doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? So that world there is just a different world. It's a hard road because you are trying to get people to buy something that they don't want. Like, man, listen, man, so many people will ask me when I say, "Man, I'm just trying to get my gospel rap CD heard." Gospel rap, what is that? Like, what you talking about? You know what I mean? So now I'm finding myself rapping at the gas station, trying to persuade them that, hey, bruh, this go hard too. And I was able to get a lot of sales by rapping live. You know what I'm saying? Rapping at the gas station, rapping at the shopping centers. You know what I'm saying? Rapping at different places, letting people hear it for the first time. So now they like, oh, bro, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Give me one. So, man, and then not only that, you dealing with, man, people making you roll. You know what I'm saying? They like, listen, you can't be out here with that. Some store owners was cool when you get permission. They might let you sit out there for a little while. But in some store owners is like, nah. Once I kind of got Memphis on my back, so once I got to a place where I was posting up, me and my team was posting up in a lot of different spots, because I had two other guys with me that was doing it for a living too. Like, I'm talking about paying bills off of it. Like, man, we not playing. Like, my goal every day was to try to get $100. You know what I mean? I'm asking the Lord for $100 every day so I can take care of my folks. You feel me? And they were doing the same thing. So I'm dropping them off in different gas stations. They would get put off, call me. I got to leave my spot to go pick them up and find them another spot so I can get back to my spot. So once I kind of got Memphis on my back, God told me, he said, we're going to start going to little bitty towns outside of Memphis. So we're gonna do the Tunicas and the Grenada, Mississippi, and the Jackson, Tennessee, and Forest City, Arkansas, things of that nature. And we're gonna pull up and we're gonna post up. And so, but that grind is a hard grind because every day you don't really know where you're going. You just kind of in the car, like, go to that one. He like drop me off at that one. And I'm gonna go to this one. You know what I'm saying? So man, it's not like the dude who just go clock in and you just do your work. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally out here, man, walking by faith for real.
Literally.
Literally, literally,
Literally. Right.
like a lot of people, man. That's a world that, like, man, that'll drive some folk crazy because it's easy to go hit that clock and man, just do what you told to do. And you know, at the end of the day, man, you made $15 an hour times 8. You know what I'm saying? 8 hours a day, whatever that is. You, hey, bro, that you 120. I believe that's hey. I can go home and say I made $120 today. It was plenty days, man. I hit the highway, came back home, and I got $30. That's all I done made. You feel me? So now you looking like, woo, Lord. You feel me? So man, even them, you know, it was times where they in the backseat discouraged, like, man, bro, I needed that to get this light bill. You know what I mean? And but man, you know, a lot of times, man, I would, if I had it, I handed it to them, like, here, brother. So that made it even more because now I got the people around me that I'm trying to make sure that they can feed they folks. Because man, if I stop believing, it's over for the rest of them. Yeah. Man, once I stop believing in it, if I stop believing in the grind, I did that for 3 years straight. Man, bro, I did that for 3 years straight before anybody ever booked me. For anybody ever booked me. So we talking about rain, sleet, snow. We talking about winter. We talking about summer. We talking about spring. Man, we talking about sleeping in cars. Man, listen, man, you can't afford to get a hotel. Hotel will kill you every day. Once you get out of town, $120 rooms. Man, it kill you. So it's like, man, we sleeping in a car. You feel me? Like, man, I tell people all the time. I say, man, the best place to sleep in a car is you find a hospital. Man, you could park in an emergency parking lot. They got security there. You feel me? And so, man, they are you while you sleep, the security watching you. You feel me? Like they thinking you got somebody up in the hospital or something. But man, I would Google where the local hospital at when we be in Little Rock or Jackson, Mississippi or Nashville. Man, we post up at that hospital, man, and go to sleep. You know, get up in the morning, man, hit the gas station, man, brush them teeth, man, do a little what you got to do, and man, get back out there. So yeah, it's a hard road.
A hard road, dark road, some serious discomfort. Some serious discomfort. I mean, there had to be some times where you're like, man, this for the birds.
All the time.
All the time.
Man, listen, but man, God told me to do it. Yeah. I know he did. Like, I couldn't have did it on my own. I couldn't have. Like, what he was giving me, the fire he was putting in me, man, people was like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's gonna come of that? You know what I mean? Like, nobody's checking for a gospel rap. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's checking for it. But in 2010, all them places I had been, man, all them seeds just came up out the ground. So now folks is, man, hitting up my folks like what it costs to bring FRO to Tupelo, Mississippi. I never forget, man, 2010 got my first $500 check, man, to go rap for 15 minutes. Man, I was blown away. I'm blown away. I'm like, wow, you finna pay me $5. And my dude really rolled the dice. So when she called, I never forget when she called, he said, bro, somebody trying to book you in Tupelo. I said, for real? He said, I told him $500. I said, why you say that? You feel me? Like, why you do that?
You think it was too much or too little?
Man, listen, I just want to rap somewhere. I would have came for free. You feel me? Like, I just was excited you calling me to rap.
Yeah.
But he said, man, I know you need it, bro. Like, so I told her $500. She said she gonna call me back and see what she could do. He called me back and said, man, she said, man, we gonna do it. I'm like, wow, you for real. And it was on ever since. So 3 years, man, we slept in them cars, man. We posted up at them gas stations in the summer, man, the winters when it was dead cold, man, the whole 9 yards. And in 3 years, man, it took 3 years though, man, all them places I had been, those people end up bringing me back for youth events and youth explosions and outreaches and all these different things. And I just watched God do something that, man, you can't pay for. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You kind of spoke on this a little bit about the small towns, but most artists want to go to the big stage first.
Yeah.
But you focus on those small towns. Like
Yeah.
what made you decide to go to the small towns? And you said you had Memphis on your back, but then you shifted. Like what went into that decision?
Yeah, man. Now we did hop in the car 1 or 2 times before and pull up in that Atlanta and pull up in that Miami. But God was showing me. He was like, "You flying over all my property. So you flying over the other property I got, thinking that's where the light is." And he like, "Nah." And I remember telling my dudes, "Nah, we not going back to like Atlanta and stuff." Because that was the typical place to go. Like, I'm gonna go to Atlanta, bro. Man, that's hip hop mecca type of situation. It's plenty of artists there. Like, maybe I can get discovered there. But man, God was showing me that it's a lane in these little bitty towns. And when you pull up, man, you're gonna be able to get their attention, because not that they not used to nothing. That ain't it. But it's like ain't nothing really coming through there. You feel me? So when I be posted up in my cutlass, remind you I got my face on it. So this is literally my food truck. How food trucks post up now. Man, we were posting up with the cutlass with my face on. Now people is actually pulling over like, "Who are you? Where you from?" They sending people back up there. Like, go buy his CD. It's a dude at the Walmart with this car, and he look like a superstar. You know what I'm saying? So God was showing me that the little small towns, they need it too. And so he called me to step in and say, "I'm going to be obedient to that, Lord, and I'm going to hit these little bitty towns. Greenville, Mississippi, Greenwood, Mississippi, little things, little places like that, where not only that, we could sew it up quicker." Man, it'll probably take you, man, if you grinding for real in Atlanta and trying to get your name, Atlanta so big, it'll probably take you 2 years just focusing on Atlanta. Man, you go to Tunica 2 or 3 times, everybody know you. You know what I'm saying? You go to these Greenville, Mississippi, man, 2 or 3 times, everybody know you. You know what I'm saying? So now God, he used that to be able to show that, man, I can put you here, FRO, and you can gain their ear. Because, like I say, not that the country people ain't got nothing going. They just ain't a lot coming through there. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some folks there, man, I'm talking about, man, country folks, man, I'm talking about, man, I'm out there, man, they pulling wild some money out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they giving me 20s and tell me don't even worry about the change type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I done had plenty of people in the country give me $100 bill and tell me, man, just keep going. You doing it for the Lord, bro. And man, and mob off. You feel me? Like, so the country, man, it took care of me and my folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so the city, man, the big cities can kind of, they used to it. So it ain't nothing new to them. Like, you pull up in a car, they like, "Ah, yeah, plenty of people got their faces shrink wrapped and advertising on their cars and buses and things of that nature." But God used that country situation to be able to do something else.
That was a wise move.
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard the God saying to go there.
Yeah.
You went there.
Yeah. It was the best move too, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that
It
move.
kind of propelled you into
Yeah.
where you are right now, I would imagine.
Nah, man. It was the best move.
How did you handle people not taking gospel rap seriously at the beginning?
Man, I think it was hard at first. I try to point to a lot of the newer gospel rappers do come through my presence, because it's something about doing gospel rap. You think because you're doing gospel rap, people supposed to fool with you, especially the church. Man, gospel rap is the hardest genre of music to do. The club don't want it. The club not booking me to come in there and rap the gospel. Man, I'm a mess up the whole atmosphere. You feel me? Like, they not gonna want to buy no liquor. They not gonna want to buy no chicken wings. They don't want nobody dancing on them when I get done. You feel me? Because the conviction gonna be there. The church undervalues it. So what I mean by that is, like, and I understand the church sometimes feel like, "Oh man, not all churches feel like it's wrong," but it's like, let's be real. Ain't nobody not coming to church because they ain't bringing no gospel rapper. You see what I'm saying? Now, people will stop coming to church if you ain't got no worship team. you ain't got no choir, man, folks be like, no music. They might stop coming to your church then. But because you don't do gospel rap, ain't nobody saying, man, I ain't coming to church no more because they don't bring no gospel rappers. You feel me? So when I first came in, man, it was just adjusting to that world to say, nah, bro, you're not really that. You just because you're doing gospel rap, you're not really in demand like that. And once I realized that, it's kind of like realizing you the stepbrother. Once you realize you the stepbrother, you keep going hard, but you don't really demand so much from your stepdad because he didn't let you know you my stepchild. And so because you my stepchild, you not my real child, that you know what, like, hey, I gotta accept that. You know what I mean? And so for me, I understood that. The church undervalued it. The club didn't want it. My purpose was in the streets. The streets accepted it. And so it took me to win people over person by person though. You know what I mean? So it wasn't this thing or where they just like, oh, this gospel rap dude, come over here. Nah, I still had to win them over person by person. I ran into a lot of youth pastors or people of influence that was trying to do positive things in the neighborhood that I was able to convince and say, yeah, bro, you need to bring me. But man, at first, yeah, it was hard to realize like, man, like these people really don't, the people of influence, like the church and these club owners, they don't really fool with what you're doing. Like they just is not. It was I ran across too many people who told me what they were gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna bring you, bro. Bro, it be 3 years later, it still ain't nothing shook. You know what I'm saying? But I had to understand that, like, man, you're not in demand there, and that's okay. You know what I mean? That's okay. Like, if you're not in demand there, you gotta find your demand. And so my demand was at the street corner, doing my thing, and God was blessing me. Man, God was raining the blessings on me. He was doing things that, man, no man could pay for. You feel me? Like no man could pay for what God was doing. Man, I had a guy gave me $10,000, wrote me a check, and I never seen him ever again. I would text him, he would never answer the text. Like, he just disappeared. Man, when it come to money, what God did, man, it'll blow your mind. How God, for me being on the corner, he said, I'm gonna reward you. And that's what he did. So it was hard to know at first that, man, people didn't really rock with what I was doing. They respected it. Like, people respected it, but they ain't rock with it. It's like, man, I salute you for what you're doing, but they ride out bumping Yo Gotti. Or ride out, you know what I'm saying? Like, ride out bumping Jeezy. I respect you, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I respect what you're doing, but I don't really fool with it. You know what I mean? I ain't finna vouch for you. I ain't finna go to my church. And I'm talking about, a lot of these situations be church people, so-called. They go to church on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? They telling me they're a Christian. Hey, you know, you know what I'm saying? But then you respect what I'm doing, but you ride off bumping what the enemy's saying. You feel me? And I had to realize, like, I get it. You know what I mean? Because especially when I have a conversation with you and you tell me you know the Lord, and then I'm like, okay, cool, that's what might check me out. They like, what's that? Gospel rap, bro. Gospel rap. Gospel rap. The dude, the Lord you say you fool with, this gospel rap. Okay, nah, bro, I'm good on it. But then you see them, you post it up, man, they just turned that junk up to the max. Man, they on Yo Gotti, and you like, wow. It hit. It's like, I'm like the stepbrother. You feel me? I'm like, yeah. I'm the stepbrother. I get it. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so, man, and I tell people all the time, man, it's just like anything. Gospel rap just ain't as popular because ain't no money behind it like that. But man, if you dig deep enough, if you dig hard enough, like when you seek the Lord, if you seek gospel rap, you will find some bumping gospel rap that'll entertain you. A lot of people, man, they'll go to church and sometimes they'll bring this wet gospel rap dude, and then you be like, I don't like gospel rap. You see what I'm saying? Because but you didn't, just because he was wet, man, you done mess around and threw us all in the same boat. But now you gotta say, because I'm a Christian, man, let me go find some dope gospel rap. You just gotta look for it, and you will find it. Yeah.
Faith doesn't mean easy, What was the hardest moment in your journey where you questioned everything?
Yeah, man. Man, that's a gangster question because this is my second marriage. Uh, my first marriage, uh, you know her, man. Around that time, man, that's what we talk about consume, right? I didn't want to give that part then, but it was a good and a bad thing. I really thought we was on the same page. You feel me? So as I was traveling, I'm gone. Like I'm consumed with trying to make this thing happen. And I'm thinking we good. And we weren't. But it wasn't so much like she was waving a flag at me like, hey, bro, I'm not good. I'm not good. I'm not good. So I'm at a place where I'm like, I'm thinking we good, but really we weren't good. So, kind of, man, when you doing what I was doing, man, that thing can look like what you doing. Even though the bills is getting paid, I don't see no future in that. So because I don't see no future in that, it looked like you leading me into a dead end. And so if you leading me into a dead end, I don't really want no parts of that. So so when she hit me with the, oh, yeah, I'm straight on that. I'm like, hold on, Lord. I'm out here for you. What where this come from? Like I'm grinding for the kingdom. Like, how this woman heart didn't get hard for me like that. Now, I'm not gonna throw it all on gospel rap because man, I had never seen what a marriage looked like. You feel me? Like I don't, my mama shacked her whole life. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like I didn't know how to, you know what I mean? So I didn't know about the marriage thing, and when I did get the understanding, man, she was long gone. You know what I mean? She was so so that was a hard moment for me. I'm on fire for the Lord. But man, when I look back at it, me being 100 with myself, I neglected that situation. I was I was too consumed with what the Lord had called me to do. And I dropped the ball. So I never, like I told her before, I never put that on her because I was the man. I was the head. I dropped the ball. You feel where I'm coming from? And it wasn't that she wasn't supporting me. I was so consumed with it that I was pedal to the floor, fifth gear, going really hard. And I didn't realize that it was some things at the house that I should have been taking care of too. I don't think it just should have been, I'm done with it, but I should have, I should have had a better schedule of how I navigated it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was gone Monday through Saturday. So I'm not coming home till 11 o'clock at night. The days I would come home, the days I stayed out in the car, I'm sleeping in the car. You see what I'm saying? So we sleeping in the car 2, 3 days type of situation, then coming back home type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get a hotel just for this one day, just to shower or whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm gone. So I'm not realizing like, and then what you doing don't even look prosperous. So you gone all the time for one, and then what you gone for don't even look like nothing is gonna come of this. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm sitting here looking like, dang, Lord, like this woman that hit me with these papers. You feel me? Like we didn't separate it. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get out the house, like, not because I wanted to. Man, she made that thing happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever she was talking to, they knew what they been through it themselves. You feel, like, bro, she knew what she was doing. And man, made that thing happen, man. And and man, I fought, man, for a minute, man. Like I wasn't signing them papers. Man, I didn't want that divorce. You know what I mean? I grew up without my daddy, never knowing my daddy. Couldn't tell you what my daddy looked like. So I didn't want that for my child. Not that I was gonna disappear, but I just wanted to be in the house with my child. You know what I mean? And so, man, when that hit, man, I was devastated. So bruh, and that's where the $500. That's crazy how it worked because right before it took off for me, that's when all that hit the fan. And that's when my dude was like, bro, that 500, I needed that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping on my mama floor. You feel me? I went from riding Land Rover and house in Uptown, my colors. She doing good. I'm doing all right financially. To my sleeping on the floor with no car. Car broke down, everything ugly. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm second guessing the whole situation. Like, Lord, what is this about? You know what I mean? And so, man, that was like the worst time, uh, my other ministry for me that was just like mind blowing. You know what I'm saying? But man, man, God turned around 2 years later, man, blessed me with another young lady, man, who been riding with me, man, supporting the ministry like crazy. You know what I mean? She is the reason why I'm still sitting here this day. You know what I mean? Right now, like she is the force behind Fro and the 22, 21 albums. Like she the one. You know what I mean? Like gospel rap, my advocate fan to the fullest, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was like the worst where it was just like, wow, Lord, how we get her? But man, yeah, it was real.
So I'm listening to the two dynamics. um, on one hand, maybe the support was there, but not holistically. Then on the other hand, 2 years later, you got to ride or die no matter what.
Man.
So what would your advice be for man or woman? Especially a man, because a man's probably going to be riding his purpose, and if he's leading, that woman is going to want to know where we're going, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would be your advice in terms of making sure that you all are on the same page, or you got somebody that's going to roll with you?
Yeah, man, conversation for sure, man, communication, man, like I'm talking about real community. I'm talking about like a consistent um, communication piece where, man, it's not just one conversation. Like as you're going forward, I'm constantly communicating. Are we good? And it's not about worrying or being, but I need to make sure that, man, because when it comes to the wife, man, that's your first ministry. So, man, when it come to the wife, man, you got to make sure she good. And so, man, it's no different than constantly telling her you love her. You know what I mean? Like you tell your wife every day, you know what I'm saying? I love you, baby. I love you. Like, man, ain't nothing wrong with saying how you feel about what I'm doing. We good? Like, tell me the truth. Like, I want to know. Like, are you scared? You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm out here, man, paint houses, and it can be up and down. Are you fine with that? And then 3 days later, baby, how you feel? We good? Like, it's not nothing wrong with that. I think sometimes, because that's where I got tricked at, I asked, but I took that for the whole year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with that I'm thinking, oh, we good. Whole year that went by. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm realizing, like, oh, what is this? We just talked. I thought we would. Now, when you, especially when you in purpose, man, purpose is different than dreaming. Man, I tell people all the time, man, your purpose will become your dream. You know what I mean? But man, purpose is something that, man, God gets the glory out of. Sometimes it's something that's all the way left field. It's like, where you get that from? Like, but God want to get the glory out of it. That's why it's your purpose. You see what I'm saying? Dreams is sometimes stuff that you just wanted to do. Like, to be honest with you, bro, when I was in the 5th, 6th grade, I would have want to be an NFL player. You know what I'm saying? But God, like, man, that ain't finna be, you're not doing it. You know what I mean? You finna do this right here. And so, man, purpose, man, is just, and then now what I do now has become my dream. So how I talked about Master P and all that stuff, all that foolishness I was listening to, now my dream as a gospel rapper who still ain't just super blown up, but man, I make a living off of it. My wife a stay-at-home homeschooling mama. Like, I'm able to provide for my family. We got cars, we got a nice house. Man, like, I'm living like the secular rapper who I thought back then, but I'm doing it for the king. You feel me? So now, not only that, I'm adding man, stripes to when I meet him, all these people that I brought to the kingdom. You know what I mean? So man, I would tell her, man, check back, man. Don't just take the conversation and run with it for the rest of the 2 years. It's like, nah, man, I'm gonna keep checking up on you to make sure that we all right. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a good thing.
And would it be important to align yourself or have someone align with you that's like kind of operating, not necessarily operating your purpose, but someone that supports your purpose?
Yeah.
Because if it's someone, I think if it's someone that I won't say in opposition, but
Yeah.
just totally just doesn't understand it
Yeah.
fully on how driven you are in it,
Yeah.
that could kind of may knock you off track of what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Would it not?
Yeah, it can. One thing I didn't learn, man, God can change hearts and he can change people's minds. So like I don't want nobody to take that because your wife not supporting your camera photo taking picture biz and that she the wrong one. Because sometimes, man, you might not find your purpose into 3 years into the marriage, but you can't throw her away. You can't be like, because now I found my purpose and you not with me taking pictures, you gotta go. Now, what you gotta do is, man, you gotta really seek the Father. And this is what, if I would have known, man, he can change hearts. But that's still something that's like, sometimes people, we don't really want to accept that. Like, but you really got to get in his face and you got to really make him move that situation where now she's trying to figure out why she don't mind you taking pictures. But you got to believe that. Now, if you are single, for sure, if you're looking for a wife, man, you know your purpose, man, yeah, man, finds a woman who is an agreeing, like now that's a powerful couple. When you a single man and you know your purpose, you know what you doing. Now, if you doing podcasting, man, and she not with it, nah, we straight. I don't care what she got going on because now you gonna interfere with what I got going on. But if you a married man and you find your purpose in their marriage, even if she's not in agreement with it at the moment, man, you got to get at the Father. And I believe that, man, the Father would change her heart about some things, especially if that's your purpose. Because he's going to speak to her. Not only is he going to speak to her, she going to see things through her eyes and say, I see it. I see what you're doing. Even though I wasn't agreeing with you, but I see it. Because believe it or not, that person who you know that I was with, man, me and her had a conversation. She said, FRO, I see it now. She said, I see it. She called me one day and said, she was at work. And she said, they was like, who y'all want to bring to the company to the company festival? She said about 2 people jumped up and said, let's bring this dude named FRO. And she said she was just looking like, oh my God. Like, wow, that's gangster. You feel me? So man, like it's that, man. Like yeah, you know, if you're single, find somebody that is in line with your purpose. But if you married, can't throw her away, but you got to get at the Father so he can touch her and change her heart. Yeah.
Wise words. Can't throw away.
Man, can't.
So you better get at the Father.
Yeah, got to get at the Father.
All right. You said the Father rewards obedience.
Mm-hmm.
What's a time when obedience unlocked the door that you didn't expect?
Man, you know, I got a couple of them. Man, and listen, I would say I don't want to talk about the money, but I didn't realize I would have say that answer for that. But man, that 10,000 was serious, bro. You feel me? Like man, you gave me $10,000. Like, man, being obedient, man, like $10,000 in one whop. That was like, at the time, it was like, wow. And then not only that, just rapping and people giving me $1,500, $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like to get up there for 25 minutes to do something that I would do for free. So when I think about the obedience, like what the door, like just financially, man, it allowed man, me to see that being obedient, man, it's not all the time you gotta be, man, breaking your back. Man, if you just get obedient, man, financially, man, he'll add everything to you. You know what I mean? He say, seek he and his kingdom, his kingdom and his righteousness, and everything will be added to you. You know what I mean? So here I am being obedient and I'm watching God add to me. You know what I mean? So man, just grabbing the microphone and knowing that, man, this is something I do for free. Like, man, because I'm obedient, I'm walking in purpose, man, you financially, like, being a blessing to me, like, it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about, man, how me being obedient then unlock the door, I cannot deny the financial piece. because a lot of people don't realize that, people, like, you tell me you do gossip rap for a living, they like, bro, I ain't seen you on no TV. I don't hear you on the radio. What you mean? Man, people are still my second. They'll come back to me and be like, this all you do. They'll come back and be like, man, this like you don't got nothing else going. Like this all you do, man. This all I do, and it's like you ain't got no inheritance from this. No, listen, man, we walking on water for real. We walking by faith for real. So, man, being obedient, man, God unlocked the door to just financially showing me that. And when I talk about the 10,000, man, like I don't want to sing like the dude who is about the money, because it's not. But man, I got to be real about the testimony, because we need money to pay bills. And man, I have had people just come and give me $5,000. Like, man, if I'm lying, Lord, know what I'm saying? Like this is a ongoing thing that people, man, he go $2,500, bro. He go $2,500, bro. I'm gonna do this for the next 3 months. He go another $2,500. That's what I can do for you, FRO, right now. $7,500. I take out of my check $2,500 every month for the next 3 months. That's what I can do, and he done. But, bro, like, gotta do that when you're obedient. And I think sometimes we, as people, even people of God, man, we don't realize we are sacrifice more than we will be obedient. Man, we are say, Lord, let me just work this overtime. I work overtime and I'll be away from my family for the next year working. Oh, we'll sacrifice our family instead of being obedient to what he told you to do. He was gonna give you the money, but because you didn't want to be obedient, man, you want to do it your way. Now you done sacrifice the family. Now the wife talking about she want a divorce, and now the kids saying, I don't even know my daddy. He don't even, he ain't told me he loved me in a whole 2 years. I don't. But you sacrifice them instead of being obedient, man. If you've been obedient to what he told you to do, he was gonna open up them doors financially. That was gonna, man, you gonna be like, oh wow, Lord, that's what you was gonna do. Yeah, that's yeah. I was gonna make that happen. But man, obedience, man, it'll open up a door that, man, people seem to not understand, because, man, you looking by what you can see. You seeing something and it don't make sense to you. You like, nah, that don't make sense, Lord. So I'm not gonna do it. And he like, man, I had a whole something around the corner that was gonna, man, take the situation to a whole nother level. But because you looking and you saying, that don't look right. Now I'm good. You done missed out. And so, man, being obedient, man, you talking about unlocking them doors, man. Listen, man, I can't even.
as the Bible says, it's better to be obedience is better than sacrifice. Right?
Come on.
You've always been intentional about keeping your message raw, and street relative.
Yeah.
Why is that so important?
Yeah, because that is the purpose, for sure. The purpose is the streets. I had moments to really go to another level, I believe, to really be in the mega church, to be around the Caucasian crowd, the crowd that really pays. That crowd is a different crowd than the black church, the Caucasian. If you could get in the Caucasian church, they don't have a problem with paying you top dollar. And I know somebody like the black church and the white church, yeah, it's a difference. But the black church, like I told you, the value isn't really there. So for me, I realized that the streets is where God has called me to. And so because he called me there, I know that I will be able to be successful where he called me. I could go over there and try to get with the other crowd and probably won't be successful. So I got to keep my message raw, because those people it got to be raw for them to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be around here playing and pity patting and acting like, nah, bro, the way you living is foul. You feel me? You're going to end up dead or in jail. Like, we not playing. You understand where I'm coming from? The enemy ain't playing with you. So that's where this whole, we just launched this new campaign. We got Concert on the Corner. And that's where we're going to take all my cars. And I just bought a truck that we fixing up. And we're going to put a trailer on the truck. And the trailer going to be the stage. And so we're gonna pull up in these neighborhoods, man, and bruh, kill it. You feel me? We're gonna have the barbecue grills out there. We're gonna have the games and the prizes and things of that nature. And we're gonna bring gospel rap to those communities. North Memphis, South Memphis, Westwood, Orange Mound, and we're gonna push. And so that's why I was gonna go back to with the money. Man, God gave me this vision. I was doing the fast, and man, and he gave me this vision where he told me, he said, man, the people around you are your labor, bro. I need you to ask the people that really, really fool with you for $25, and that's what I've been doing. And man, and I'm talking about monthly now. So we're not talking about $25 just one time. We're trying to get people to donate monthly, so we can fund the concert on the corner, man. And this was 2 weeks ago. I already got like 70 people, 70 situations, times $25. So it's crazy how the message got to be raw, so we can be able to go out and those people can be impacted, so they can see and feel the glory of the Lord. Yeah, for sure.
No, I get it. And we kind of talked a little bit about it earlier, to where they can relate to you and you can relate to them.
Yeah.
They may not necessarily feel welcome inside the four walls.
For sure.
And the fact that y'all going outside the walls,
yeah, come on,
to take the message to them,
yeah,
it's even more impactful. So
yeah,
no, I totally get that one, man.
yeah. That's what's up.
Some people think gospel rap isn't ministry or isn't real ministry. What do you say to those people?
Man, they tripping. They tripping. Like, man, we literally, if you find the right gospel rapper, man, he is. He got just as much meat in his song, in his rap song, as you do in your worship song. Like, if you get the right gospel rapper, man, he's talking about the scriptures. So he's just like, that's why they call me the street preacher, because man, I'm preaching, but I'm rapping. So I'm just allowing my words to rhyme. Your preacher preaching in the pulpit, and he's giving you a message that you can relate to or understand, or maybe don't like, but you understand, man, that's what the gospel rap is. Like, I'm literally preaching, but I'm just rhyming my words. And so, man, if you feel like gospel rap, man, is not ministry, you tripping. Like, it's people, man, it is people who have come to Christ over my 16 years that, man, I don't even have a count of how many people that I done been at gospel rap concerts, and man, these people is on their face boo-hooing and man, coming to the Lord. You know what I mean? Their hearts is being changed. So for anybody who feel like, man, man, I would tell them, man, go and read Psalms. Like, man, David is rhyming words. Like, man, he is, if you read like his songs, man, his poetry, like, that's in the Bible. His poetry. Like, it's in books of the Bible. Like, he is, come on. So if you think it's not ministry, man, you tripping. Like, I gotta pray for you. And I understand some people might not like it. That's a difference. If you don't like it, cool. But for those that say, that's not ministry, like, nah, you tripping. You tripping for real. And you gotta ask the Father to reveal the truth to you. And I believe he will. Because I know that I'm a living testimony and a vessel that, man, it saves and it changes people's hearts. And right now, hip hop is winning. Man, hip hop across the globe is national, not like from China to Africa to wherever. Hip hop is winning. So if you feeling like the enemy is killing with hip hop right now, he got these boys doing all kind of stuff and listening to all kind of mess, and you sit here and say, oh, gospel rap ain't got a powerful place, you tripping. Man, you tripping if you feel like hip hop is the number one genre of music. So if it's the number one genre, something gotta compete. Something gotta. So you mean to tell me you rather allow the secular rapper to do his thing, but throw out gospel rap? What we gonna bring to communicate to the hip hop lovers that God is real? Now I know some people say, "Well, man, bro, let them get the worship music." No, like, bro, they're not even there. They not even on the Tasha Cobbs, and they it's like, nah, where the hip hop at? They want to listen to hip hop, so you got to replace it with something. So even when a lot of young people, man, we especially in our church, man, the black church, like, man, you know, we tend to feel like that. Oh, man, just let them listen to the worship music. Man, as soon as they put them headphones on, man, they back listening to who all these secular artists that's talking all this devil stuff. So because of that, man, gospel rap, God invented that to be able to take the place of the regular hip hop. So I believe that, man, and I know that gospel rap is ministry. It's a powerful tool, and I done seen it work.
Yeah. You took music across the ocean to Ireland.
Man,
How did that happen?
man, just like I said, dude, it's crazy how God just being obedient. Man, a lady literally saw a video on YouTube, and I thought she was joking. My partner called and said, Miss Lady, talking about booking you to Ireland. I'm like, huh? I'm like, where is that at? He like, bro, like across the water. So I'm like, man, get out of here. He like, I'm serious. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't wanna go. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good on that. And so he called me back and we talked about a week later. And he was just like, bro, she's serious. And so they having they're having a gospel festival. And she was like, God told her to look at this video and bring this young man across the water. And man, she literally did that. She had never even heard of me before. And man, they actually paid for the plane ticket. I was over there in Kilkenny, Ireland. I was over there for 4 days. And man, they took me to a lot of Catholic schools and basically just told me to preach and rap the gospel for them. So I did that for like 3 days. And man, the last day they had a gospel festival where they allowed me to get up and minister to the people. Man, man, it was amazing though just to be over there and to just to have people, the accent, the American accent. They was intrigued by that. Where they just want to hear me talk. They like, you like one of those real rap guys. You know what I'm saying? And so man, it was just really cool. But yeah, man, it was a YouTube video, and that's what I mean by just being obedient, man. Gotta do it. So she just said, man, God told me to bring you. And she said, I couldn't stop looking at your video. And she was like, God was like, bring him. And bruh, I ain't no big time what we would call gospel rapper. You know what I mean? And here I am flying across the water to go rap in a country I ain't never been. You know what I mean? Or never even thought about going to, you know? And so here I am in Ireland, like, and it was so amazing to go over there and see the police didn't have guns. Like, man, they had no guns. I was tripping. Like, they just had these little bat baton things. You know what I mean? Like, and then I was in a car with them and one of the guys, and he just pumped his gas. And then they went in and paid for it. I'm just like, wow, America could not do that. When no gas station be able to recoup, because folks just be riding off. And people will pump their gas or whatever they wanted, man. They just go in the store and pay for it. I'm watching police just walking down the street with. I'm like, they don't got no guns. I remember going to one of the guys' houses. He just opened the door, and I'm like, you don't lock your door? He was like, for what? Just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So it was a whole nother experience to just really have seen the hood and really seen shootings and murders and things of that nature, and go to another country where they like, why? He like, I sleep with my door unlocked. And I'm just like, wow. No, we pump our gas and then we go pay. Our police don't even have guns. And it's just like, wow. So God was just showing me that, man, a lot of the stuff that we got going on ain't the norm. It's some places you can go and they don't know what you talking about. What you mean y'all got 400 murders in 1 year? Like, we don't even have one murder. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Y'all hate each other like that. So, man, nah, it was a beautiful. Only thing I would say that I just wasn't a super fan of, it just rained a whole lot. You know what I mean? It just was constantly raining. It'd kind of stop, but it just was gloomy. And so, and then I couldn't take my family. So that was another thing that was I couldn't take my wife, so they only could afford one ticket, and which was cool. I wasn't, it was what it was. I was being obedient as well with that, but it was still was a blessing to be able to go and man, allow God to allow me to do my thing over in a whole other country. So
Did you go by yourself or did you
by
go
myself,
just by yourself?
just by myself. It was
Okay,
it.
so
Just
so
yeah.
how was that? Like you probably here you roll with a group of people, you know what you're dealing with, etc. And then you go into a strange land and it's just
hmm
you. Like, what was
Yeah.
that like?
Yeah, man. It was, to a certain extent, you have to trust God because your head, your mind can tell you a bunch of things. Like, man, gonna mess around, go over and get kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, but nah, man. It was trusting the Lord. You know what I mean? Because when I got off the plane, they had the big FRO sign. Like they was like, FRO, we looking for FRO. They had, they. So it was all kind of like, okay, Lord, I'm trusting you. And so it was, that's why I say I didn't want to go because for one, I was going by myself. And then I don't know these people. You know what I mean? I don't know. They could have been kidnappers for all I knew, but prayed about it. And man, God told me to do it. You know what I mean? And it was me leaving my people, leaving my wife and leaving my team, because we was trying to get another ticket. And they was like, man, the ticket was 1,500. And they was just like the rooms that we got you, and we spending a whole another like 200 a night for 4 nights. So they was just like, man, we really don't have another $2,000 to spend on another person. And man, and that situation was crazy because I literally had to get a passport the same day. I rode it all the way to the end because I didn't want to go, and I really thought, like I said, man, we drove to Little Rock. Man, I'm talking about. I had to get my birth certificate, man, from Washington. Man, God did that because, man, we went to Little Hot Springs to get my passport. Not only I didn't have my birth certificate, man, somebody in Washington, from the Coins, it's a Governor Coins, and one of his employees walked across the street to get my birth certificate for me and FedExed it overnight. Type, man, it was just crazy, but it was all God. You know what I'm saying? God made that thing happen. So yeah, it was moments where I was like, Lord, I'm going by myself. Like, what is this? But it worked out.
How do you stay true to your purpose when the industry pushes trends and cloud chasing?
Yeah, man. Nah, man. Knowing your purpose. Like, and my purpose is to spread the gospel. My purpose is to get people saved, people hearts changed, people minds changed. My purpose is sowing seeds. So man, I don't follow trends. I don't worry about trends. I don't worry about what nobody else is doing. Because half the time, 90% of the time, they not where I'm at anyway. You know what I mean? So a lot of these other guys, they somewhere else. They probably on big stages. They can make certain type of music where it's just dance music, which is cool. You know what I mean? I learned that from Kids Across America. Is certain people got different gifts to be able to entertain. And when I mean not entertain like a playful way, but be able to touch a person's heart where they can touch it. And so some atmospheres sometimes it's just for dancing, and some atmospheres is mine. You finna get this work. You finna get this gospel. You know what I mean? And that's where I come in at. That's my line. I'm not really like the dance rapper. I'm more the one that people will say, man, people just stand and look at you. It's just like when you go to church, listen to the preacher. Man, I'm not the dude that's trying to get you to put your phones in the air, wave them to the left and wave them to the right and wave them, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm the dude that, man, I want you to just pay attention to what I'm saying. Even if you don't bob your head, man, I know there's something I said is going to touch something in your spirit that's going to have you to say, man, bruh, I got to stop sleeping with her. You know what I'm saying? Man, bro, I might not read it, bro. I gotta get this together. You know what I'm saying? That's my purpose. So I don't follow the trends. I ain't the dude who gon', you know what I'm saying, like see this song, hear this song, one of the homies tell you, and I try to duplicate it and try to make it sound like that. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm that guy that's sticking to my lane, and man, I'm allowing God to work through what it is He putting in me, and I don't worry about the trends or anything that people that say, man, you need to do this, you need to do that. You know what I mean? Like one of my pilots gonna tell me the other day, I got them old schools or whatever. I got the two cutlasses, and he gonna tell me, man, bro, it's about time for you to go ahead and get something new, bro. Get a Tesla truck, the Cyber truck. I'm like, man, listen, man, I'm staying where I'm at. My old schools is just fine. You know what I mean? I ain't finna, all my cars paid for. We ain't getting no car notes. That's how we staying alive around this thing. And so, man, I ain't finna settle for the trend. I ain't finna go get a cyber truck because you telling me, bruh, everybody got it, but that'll kill it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, bruh, we gonna pull the old schools out and we gonna roll like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not just a rapper. You're a husband and a father of 5 girls. How do you balance family and purpose?
Man, now, and it's such a blessing because my kids are homeschooled. So like I told you, man, my wife's so sold out that she want to go everywhere I go. So man, the balancing part is so easy now because my wife, she's like the woman version of me type of thing. You feel me? Where I go, she want to go. You know what I mean? Like when I'm doing projects, she's involved with them. You know what I mean? She's involved with the project. She is. So the balancing part is not as hard as it was the first go round because man, she with it. And so, when I travel, my kids they go. I don't leave my kids. That's my gang. You know what I mean? Like if anybody gonna ride for daddy, they gonna ride for daddy. My wife gonna ride for me. You know what I mean? And so the balancing part is not as hard. Now, me and my wife still do our thing, spending time together. Kids got to stay with grandmama while we go hang out, or we go catch a movie, or we go do X, Y, Z. But man, I'm blessed, man, to be able to say that I got a wife who is she's really rad. Like, man, if I ever get to the next level of what the world would say the next level, like, man, I salute her. You know what I mean? I salute her for her sacrifice and her obedience to constantly pushing and motivating me to be the best minister of the gospel that I can be. You know what I mean?
That has to keep a lot of, I would say, unnecessary stress.
Mhm.
The fact that everybody's aligned. Not only are you leading,
Mhm.
your wife is right there in lockstep with you, and then the
Yeah.
kids is right there, and I don't know what their ages are, but I'm
Yeah.
sure they're probably be involved in some of the things.
Yeah.
I mean, just one big I would call it a conglomerate of a business, but
Yeah.
it's the family.
Sure.
So that has to be like a stress reliever that
It
you don't have to
is.
worry about that type of stuff.
Nah, it is. It is. And it's beautiful. That's why I say, man, it is beautiful, man. Because my kids, their dad is a gospel rapper, and they'll tell you that. You know what I mean? Like like my dad gospel rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like they with it. You know what I'm saying? Like and it is a beautiful thing when everybody is aligned. Even when we travel, and man, and my kids know sometimes, man. Like I had to adjust sometimes when we go out of town, and sometimes I might be just saying I got to be in Orlando this Friday, and then let's say it's like I put some stuff out and get some booking in Miami. They know that some shows they stay at the hotel because they want to swim, and so because we a team, I understand that they didn't came a long way and they want to enjoy themselves. So man, I'm willing to say, yeah, y'all stay at the hotel. Daddy gonna go take care of business. I see y'all tonight. You know what I mean? So that's how we work it. Where it's understood that like we work together on some situations. You know what I mean? In some situations, man, they digging deep because we ride. You feel me? Like we just came back from Tampa, like uh 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 3 or 4 weeks ago, I believe, something like that. And that's a nice ride. You feel me? And we drove one of the old schools. You know what I mean? Like I drove the '83 Cutlass. You feel me? Like, and they ride. You feel me? That's a 12-hour ride. You feel me? So, but man, it's understood that like we ride. We the gang, and we coming. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful.
I'll probably say that there is, I'm sure, a blessing
Yeah.
to be able to have that. And in terms of riches, that type of unity,
Yeah.
no money can replace.
Man, no money. No money can do it. No money can do it, man. No money can replace it. Like none of that. Like it is. I tell my wife all the time, man, I'm blessed, man. I'm especially from where I came from, man. I'm blessed, man. Like just with the family I got, and and even the type of wife I got who, wanted to homeschool her kids. So not only did it work on my behalf, man, I'm able to see my kids, like see my kids grow up because I don't work a 9 to 5. And so I watch my kid like I remember, hearing some people say, man, my kid just grew up overnight. And half the times because they at school 8 hours a day. And by the time you pick them up, it's time for them to eat and go to bed. You do that consistently every day. And on the weekends, you too tired sometimes, so y'all still ain't spending no time. So I've been blessed to be able to really watch my kids grow up. You know what I'm saying? I go in the classroom there, I classroom inside the house, and I watch them like they're there. You know what I mean? So some people probably be like, bruh, but my youngest kids, they are my youngest kids are 5, 7, and 9 and 10. So they like best of friends. You feel me? And so my wife has let a couple other homeschool kids come over on Wednesdays, and she teaches them as well. But they do a lot of other activities like with other kids, like other little programs that Bellevue got and different churches got and things of that nature. But man, like they their own little situation, and I'm just grateful to be able to watch them grow and man and see them before I get up out of here. You know what I mean?
What advice do you have to young people who want to turn their passion into a purpose-driven career?
Mm, man, do it. Um, man, I'm the guy that'll tell you, man, do it. Whatever it is, like don't be the 80-year-old who's sitting on his deathbed wishing he would have done things different. Like, do it. Like you don't listen, if you do it right, you have everything in the game. If you do it right, you got everything in the game. You know what I mean? And when I mean do it right, I mean do it where the Lord is in it. You know what I mean? You know the Lord is in it. Like you can't lose. You might think some things might fall off, some people might leave you, some people might disappear, or however that is, but you're gonna gain. And I would say give everything you got because you don't want to be, man, the old dude or the old woman who just now you just wish you would have done things different. I just wished I would have jumped out there and did my passion, did my purpose. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person. Then it's another level where you don't want to meet the Lord and He say you did not do what I told you to do. Man, that's the second worst thing to hear besides the part for me I never knew you. It's for Him to say, you gonna come in, but you did not do what I told you to do. You did not do it. You know what I'm saying? And even though He be like, come on in, come on in. But you did not do what I told you to do. That ain't what you want. You know what I'm saying? You want God to tell you well done. And I believe that when the time comes, like for me right now, man, when I tell you I got so much in me that I'm just grateful for and the people lives I didn't change, that I know I didn't change, that I didn't impact it. Like, man, that's my downline. You know what I mean? I got people that, man, their lives was changed because of what I chose to do, because my obedience. So that's, man, when you got souls up under you that are saying, man, I was changed because of FRO. God used FRO. God used FRO. God used FRO. Man, that's beautiful when people can say, I was changed because of his obedience. That's what you want. So your purpose is tied into that, where people are going to say, man, I changed because of this, or I saw something different because of that, or a seed was sown in me because of that. Like, you want to be on the other end of that. You know what I mean? You want to be on the other end of people pointing and saying, that's the reason why I did XYZ. That's the reason why I came to the Lord. That's the reason why I started my Christian apparel or whatever that is. You see what I'm saying? Like, but so I would tell them to do it. Because man, when you leave here, like man, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear the Lord tell you, bro, what was you down there doing? And let me say this. I told one of my homies the other day, I said, man, make your life valuable to the Lord. Make it valuable to him. Man, people laugh at me. I say, man, because if the Lord say, man, it's such and such time, and the deaf angel be like, okay, let me go see about him. Let me go get him. Man, when the death angel pull up on you, man, you need to be grinding for the Lord. So the death angel go back to the Lord and say, man, that man down there grinding for you. Man, we already understaffed. Man, let him stay a little longer. Cause he grinding. And so, man, you want to make your life valuable to him. When he come, when the angel come and see about you, man, you don't want to be doing nothing, just playing around. And now the angel like, yeah, he just taking up air, he just taking up space. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we need somebody else to fulfill this purpose that you told him to do. Now we got it, cause God to do that. He'll give gifts to other people. You feel me? So it's like not the Lord like, hey, yeah. Come on with me, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna get them talents to that person over there and see what he can do with it. It's like make your life valuable to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, never looked at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of following you as you was explaining that, like, someone or something that is valuable is hard to be replaced.
Man, come on.
So not that God makes mistakes,
right?
But to the point that you was trying to make, at least you want to make him second guess himself.
Yeah. Come on. There you go.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like,
yeah.
Come on.
You sure you want? You sure you want to do this right now?
Yeah. Come on.
Maybe 2 more months.
Right.
He about to change something down there, right?
There you go, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Man, you grinding. You working hard. Kingdom.
Make your life valuable.
Yeah, make your life valuable.
If someone's lost and searching for purpose, what's the first step they should take today?
Man, lost and searching for purpose, man. Man, prayer, man. Prayer. And man, get around some people that's in their purpose. Man, if you lost and you searching for it, you empty. Man, prayer, and then find people that are in their purpose. I believe if you can find people that's in their purpose, man, they will be able to assist you, to be able to steer you in a way. They might not have the whole answer, but they can help guide you somewhere where another person can take your hand and say, okay, now we can do this right here to help you get to wherever it is your purpose is. So, even just finding out the purpose, prayer is number one, and then getting around people who are in their purpose. And I believe that if you get around people that are in their purpose, man, they can help you, man, get you to that place. Yeah.
You've been at this for 17 years. What's the biggest lesson you've learned about purpose and success?
Man, keep going. Man, keep going. Like I did a concert man last year, man, and God just gave it to me out the blue. And I had 3 weeks, man. Told my team about it. We had 2 weeks to promote it. Man, had 250 people show up, man. 30 VIP tickets sold for $60. The rest of the general admission was $25. Had sponsors. Man, keep going. You feel me? Like, that was huge. That was huge, man. It was a beautiful situation. Man, keep going. Like, man, like, I'm going to keep going. Even in moments where, man, I feel like, man, Lord, keep going. Like, listen, I don't got nothing to lose by it. Keep going. Man, I don't got nothing to look like. Keep going. Like some people might look at my situation and be like, yeah, FRO, you not big, like, because listen, it's only probably about 7, 8, 9 gospel rappers in the whole country that's really like doing this for a living with families and things of that nature. So that's already unheard of. But for me, man, I'm gonna keep going, even if I never get to the big boy Grammy type of situation. It's like, nah, keep going. Like, man, we don't know what the Lord got in store. So you just gotta keep going. You feel me? Like, even when you feel like, man, it's getting dry, man, keep going. Drop another project. You know what I'm saying? Go put up at another business and try to get some work. You know what I'm saying? This is what God told you to do. He told you to build houses. So, man, I'm trying to build houses. You know what I mean? Keep going. Yeah.
If it was your last chance to speak to the next generation, what's the message that you would leave them?
Do it. Like I said earlier, man, be valuable to the Lord. Man, put everything you got in God's hands and trust Him. Seek Him, walk behind Him. Man, go get it. You know what I mean? Like, Don't be afraid. Don't be fearful. You know what I mean? Like allow God to lead you and guide you, and don't let anybody discourage you or what He told you to do. And man, keep your foot on the pedal. Man, recognize the devil when you see him. Know the devil because he come to kill, steal, and destroy. And continue to keep people around you who have your best interests at hand. Not people who are yes men, but people who want to see you win. People who want to see you in your purpose. Man, and to continue to strive for greatness in the Lord.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming out today, man.
That's what's up.
Good to see you.
You too, brother.
Glad you're doing well.
Man, you too.
You are definitely an inspiration to me, and I hope your message and your story today has been an inspiration for others. So
come on.
Definitely don't want this to be the last time. It's been too long.
Yeah. Now we're gonna make it happen.
I got some other ideas that I'm thinking about,
Okay.
and certainly wouldn't mind having you back on for a future show.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, my brother.
All right, man.
All right.
If this episode didn't fire you up, I don't know what will. FRO just broke down what it really means to walk in purpose, stay obedient, and let the grind speak for itself. Here's your challenge. Stop waiting for permission. Stop thinking you need validation. Start moving. Whether it's music, business, or ministry, just take the first step. If this episode inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that share button. Tag a friend who needs to hear this. And make sure you subscribe to the Purpose Pursuit podcast. Until next time, remember, purpose isn't found, it's pursued. Now go chase yours.